All right, so my name is Lara, and this is my sister Tessa.
Hey guys.
And we are with Gin Lane, which is a new distillery here in Kamloops. It's a subsidiary of Red Collar Brewing. We're very excited to have this new project going in Kamloops, and we're gonna make some cocktails.
Woohoo!
So the first one I'm gonna make, this one is definitely the most easy. You need the least amount of equipment, easy to make at home, and very delicious. Tess and I have only made about 12 iterations of this drink. It's very simple, but the proportions are important.
Okay.
To make it a little bit fancy and a little bit fun for Valentine's Day, we're going to sugar rim the glass to start with. So we're just using a basic rocks glass. This is a completely optional step. No need to sugar rim, but if you want to, it's fun and delicious.
So how does one sugar rim? We need to go to basics here.
So we have a rimmer because we're at a bar.
Sure.
But, to sugar rim, I would just take a lime wedge,
Okay.
and rub it along the rim of your glass.
Uh-huh.
And then we're only doing half of the glass because we think it looks pretty, but
Okay.
whichever way you really want to go.
Uh-huh.
And so you're just going to rub it along the edge of the glass to give it a little bit of moisture. And then you're going to rub that moist part of the glass into some sugar.
It's going well. It's going well. This is you understand. I'm not a big drinker.
I've obviously never done this before either.
There we go. Got the sugar. Ah, okay. Okay, so you only did half the glass.
I only kind of like rubbed half of it into the sugar. I mean, you can do the whole thing. It really doesn't matter. Some people like to do their rims like all the way down the side so that it's very kind of intense.
Uh-huh.
See, that's perfect.
It's very exciting. Oh, I mean, it looks very pretty. It looks like snow.
It's really for aesthetics more so than anything else.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the salt on your margarita glass.
Right.
It doesn't need to be there, but it's
okay.
Nice.
I feel quite proud of that. Okay, great.
All right, so next step, we're just going to throw a whole bunch of ice into that glass.
Woo! Okay. When you say a whole bunch.
I put it like pretty much to the brim. So,
okay.
Yep. Fill her up. It's going to dilute down as we mix things in.
Sure.
And but nobody wants a warm cocktail except for mine and Tessa's grandfather, who literally warms his beer.
Really?
Yeah, he'll get a beer from a restaurant and then he'll ask for like an insert full of warm water so that he can warm his glass of beer up.
What?
Because if it's too cold, it like hurts his teeth, and I don't know. He's 89, so we give him a pass, but
that's fine. But I mean, I like a hot toddy. You know,
yeah, very different than warm beer.
Sure, fair.
All right, next step, we're going to start adding our alcohols. So for this drink, we have all of the alcohols at our disposal, so we're going to do 3 different alcohols. If you only have 2, that's okay as well. Okay. We're going to do equal parts of our Aquarius New Age Gin. So this can be substituted for any regular BC craft gin. Then we're also going to use our Borealis Hazcap Gin. I know that not everybody is going to have this, but if you do have it, awesome. And then triple sec.
Okay.
So we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of each of these 3. If you only have Aquarius, then do 1.5 ounces of Aquarius and 3/4 of an ounce of the triple sec.
Stand by. James, how you doing?
Well, I had a little taste of the gin the other day.
This is really a hold on, stand by.
So while we're waiting for Eva, can you guys tell us what is unique about this gin?
So the Aquarius is a new age gin, which means we don't focus as heavily on the juniper. There is juniper flavors present. Obviously, you have to have juniper in gin for it to be gin. If you don't add juniper, it does not count as gin. But we relied a lot more heavily on the other botanicals that we added. So there's a lot of citrus, primarily grapefruit, and then lavender and chamomile are also super present. We were just going for kind of a subtler flavor on it, as opposed to say a London Dry, which is going to be much more heavily juniper, and what most people really identify as gin, that really, really strong juniper flavor. So if you're not really a gin drinker, this could be a good kind of gateway gin.
It's excellent. It's amazing.
Okay, we got it open.
Okay,
So that's
yay.
step one. Okay, and I'm literally gonna ask the worst question. Are you ready?
Yes.
So 1.5 ounces, is that a shot and a half, or is that okay?
Yeah.
See? Thank you.
So 1.5 ounces, or if you're us, we're going to use 3 different ones. So we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of each.
Eva, do you have little lines on that shot glass?
Say that one more time.
Are there little lines around that shot glass? Around the top?
No.
Yeah, she's just going for it.
Some
I'm
shot
just
glasses
going
have-
for it.
Yeah, you know
have
what?
measures
It's
on them.
art and a science when it comes
What?
to building
Sorry,
cocktails.
what did you say, James?
Some shot glasses have different measures on them.
No, this is just a glass.
So 1.5 ounces of gin, and then you want to do 3/4 of an ounce of triple sec.
It's nice to use the triple sec because normally I only use it in the summer for margaritas.
I think that's Campari.
I think that's Campari. I don't know if I have triple sec actually. That's the one thing.
Is that looks like triple sec. It's gonna smell like oranges. So if you don't have triple sec, you can use any other orange liqueur. So Cointreau, Grand Marnier. Some people swear by it. Honestly, some people will tell you never use triple sec, always use Grand Marnier. Grand Marnier is twice the price. I don't really know what the huge difference is, to be totally honest. Some people watching this will probably be like, how dare you? You must
How
use Grand
dare
Marnier, but
Okay.
I'm gonna get into that fight. All right, do we have all of our gin and all of our triple sec in the
Correct.
glass?
Yes.
Okay, next up, we're going to add 1/2 ounce of lime juice.
1/2 ounce of lime juice.
I'm just gonna wing it.
Oh man, James is
What's he?
juicing his limes. All right, just
Oh,
showing us all
man.
up here.
This belonged to my grandfather who used to live in Mexico. He'd make us margaritas.
Okay, as long as it's legit.
It's probably the most often used utensil in my kitchen.
Okay, 1/2 ounce of lime. Done. James.
Right on James, because he's juicing his limes.
Sounds right. I also love the label a lot.
Oh, thank you. It was
Very pretty.
a long work in progress to make that label. Thank you to COVID for giving me the time to work on that.
Yes. How does one, you know, these Instagram influencers that, that's it. Wait. Oh, can you see it? No. How do they do that? You know what I mean?
Here.
There it is.
You get it better from.
There it is. Look how pretty. There it is. You got it better there.
So we got all of our ingredients in the glass.
We've got the triple sec, the gin, the lime juice.
Perfect. Now we're just gonna get in there with a spoon and give it a nice little stir. Make sure it's getting all mixed up and also all cold. A little bit of dilution happening. Next step is we're going to top it with some soda water. You want to leave a little bit of space so that, because we are going to add grapefruit juice at the end, 1 ounce of grapefruit juice. So you're going to top it up, but not all the way to the brim. Somewhere like that. So you see nice like separation.
Yeah.
And then last step, we are going to do 1 ounce of grapefruit juice. So take your grapefruit juice, measure out 1 ounce. So we're just gonna pour the grapefruit juice over the back of the spoon just to slow how fast it adds into the glass, and hopefully that it doesn't completely mix.
Uh-huh.
Just to kind of give it like It's just an extra texture look. It doesn't actually do anything for the drink.
Okay. Because I think I screwed it up. We'll do it just to.
And now you should have kind of a nice, kind of hazy looking pink Valentine's Day drink. And then last step, honestly, garnish however you like. We are going to garnish with a half round of grapefruit, which we've cut kind of on the ends.
Oh.
So slice up your grapefruit, and then half of it we're going to kind of cut around the rind there.
Are we talking a thick slice here or a thin one?
I would cut it, Eva, if you flip over your grapefruit so that it's face down. Now cut like a half that way. Yeah.
This way.
Yeah.
Are you?
And then just cut it right as close you can to the rind, about 3 centimeters up, sort of thing.
Can you show me again what you did?
You bet. So just around where the rind is. So we just
got it.
Like that?
Looks good to me.
Perfect.
And then once you have it cut, I just want you to thread it onto your glass where the sugar rim is.
Like,
Nice.
Look at that. Yeah, exactly.
Where the sugar, like that?
Yeah, we did it along the sugar rim. You really can do whatever you want. And our last step, again, completely optional, is we're going to do a quick little lime twist.
I have one of these. I've never used it.
Whoop, whoop.
Doesn't need to be too thick or too long, just something.
It's a little small.
Is what it is. And then you just want to twist that right over top of your glass. You want to be twisting it like this.
Okay.
So that you're really expelling all of those essential oils right over top of your glass. Give it a little rub around the rim so that people get the lime flavor. And I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to thread the zest through the toothpick so that it looks like that, like a little W or an M, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna plunk that down right there. And then we've got a little zest and a little grapefruit.
How cute.
And now that was a lot of work, so you can enjoy a drink.
Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's really good.
That is so good.
Oh, the
Super
dangerous thing
tasty.
about that is that it's not very, obviously there's quite a bit of alcohol in that, but it's not like overpowering. So it's like,
hit all the alcohol at the bottom.
oh, see, things I don't know.
You recommended to serve it with a straw or stir it because it will definitely incorporate the flavors.
Because we put all the alcohol in and then we top with soda and then we top with grapefruit juice. So yeah, give it a stir. It looks prettier before you stir it, but.
Oh my God. Okay.
You know what's really cool about this drink?
Oh yeah.
Is that you take all the flavors. It's like some cocktails just kind of mush together into one flavor, but this is like a good wine. It's like it's one flavor when you sip it, and then it has a different flavor.
Oh, we named this cocktail So Grateful for You.
Aww.
As it is for Valentine's Day, and in gratitude for having such a great arts community here in Kamloops.
Who's ready to make another one?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
This one you're gonna want your smaller glass or your cocktail glass.
So not a wine glass is what you're saying?
Yeah, yep, that works.
Does that work? Okay.
It will come out being like about 5 to 5.5 ounces. So yours will definitely be quite significantly lower in the glass, but
Fine.
c'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
For this one, we are going to shake it. So I'm using a Boston shaker, just like a 2-piece one that goes together. You can have ones that are 2 pieces of metal, which are great. Coffee cups work, smoothie cups work. A 3-piece cocktail shaker works. Great.
Brilliant.
You can pretty much shake anything with many different vessels. I'm also going to be using some strainers. I like to double strain my sours. We got our shot glasses. Technically speaking, when you make a drink, you want to go for the cheapest ingredient to the most expensive.
Huh. Okay.
So I'm going to start with my simple syrup.
Okay.
And we're going to do a full ounce of that.
Into the shaker thing or into something else?
Into the shaker thing, yep.
Okay, thank you.
We've got our lemon juice. 1 ounce of Campari.
Woo, baby.
1 ounce of gin.
Honestly, this is so exciting. I have never learned how to make drinks before, so I feel like now I can do that.
It's really fun. I find if like friends ask you to make cocktails at their house or anything, the easiest thing to do is quickly make simple syrup, grab any citrus they have out of their fridge, take an alcohol and shake it on ice, and you pretty much got a cocktail at that point. Next is the egg white. Egg white is a very important component of a sour. It's going to give you that layer of frothiness. If you are vegan, you can also use aquafaba, which is going to be like the water in chickpeas.
Yes, I've used it before. It's actually amazing.
It is really good. And a lot of people do prefer it because they feel that it doesn't have like an eggy smell or flavor.
Yeah.
I just don't find that egg whites do, because technically it's the yolk that gives the smell and the flavor of eggs. So like meringue to me does not taste like egg because it's only egg whites.
Fair. Ooh, that's good.
3/4 of an ounce of the egg whites.
Okay.
And then is going to come the fun part. We're not going to add ice because we're going to do a dry shake first. It's important to do your dry shake because that is like, it gives you that frothiness from the egg whites. It like gets the eggs going.
Okay, so we're just shaking, no ice.
Yeah, we want to like shake it as hard as we can because we want to start activating that ingredient and get it going.
I'm gonna go over here.
Dry shakes tend to leak a bit more than shaking on ice, so you might have some little spews coming out of your seal.
Yeah.
You really want to get into it. All right.
We tell our bartenders to like sing a song in their head, something. It's kind of like washing your hands. You want to make sure that you're doing it for like a consistent amount of time. So if you sing happy birthday in your head, that should be a long enough shake. It should be at least 12 seconds.
With ice, especially, as you're trying to break the ice, you're trying to hit it as hard as you can against the opposite side of the glass. If you're mad, it really helps to make a cocktail like this about it. All right, now we have like, we're gonna have like our foaminess in there. We should have quite a bit starting to happen.
Yep.
And we're gonna add our ice because we want to cool her down. I put in a spoonful this big, but like you could put 4 cubes in.
Okay.
Shaking on ice is kind of more satisfying because you get the noise from it and it doesn't tend to go everywhere like dry shaking does. And like you're gonna have your hands on either end and you want to feel that drink cool down. Like it should be getting colder and colder and colder.
Okay. Shake, shake, shake.
Now we should be looking nice and foamy in there.
And
And it's quite cold on your hand.
yeah.
So now I'm gonna take my Hawthorne strainer. If you're using a 3-piece set, then you just take your top off. And then that will work as well. If you really want to take the ice out, are you using a coffee cup?
Yeah.
I would almost suggest pouring it through the lid to prevent the ice from falling into your strainer.
Brilliant.
So we're gonna use our Hawthorne strainer as our primary strainer and then just a mesh strainer. And we're gonna pour over, we're gonna pour as close to the glass as we can because we're really trying not to get a lot of air bubbles in our egg whites.
It's really pretty. It's a beautiful.
Yeah, it
drink.
is really pretty.
I realize how I almost never take time making cocktails. I just throw them all together and throw them in the glass.
Yeah.
If you do that, they're pretty and they separate beautifully too.
Yeah. All right. So now we should have a very nice foamy top and this nice pink base.
Ooh, it worked.
Why do you do the double straining?
In a sour, I double strain it because see, like if you look at where your egg whites are, like the very top layer, it doesn't have any big, it shouldn't have any big bubbles in it. If you only strain once, a lot of the time they can have a lot of air bubbles. You're also straining out any ice particles that you've broken during your shake. I don't expect you guys to have this, but we're going to torch ours.
I have a lighter.
The torch goes pretty like outwards, and it kind of needs to, but we can definitely try. We called this one the Capri Sunrise, kind of as a nostalgic thing, and so we're trying to make it kind of look like a sunrise.
Okay.
So I'm gonna burn half of it, and I'm gonna put a little sugar on it. And,
Are you putting sugar before?
Yes. Because the sugar will like caramelize and will brown the half of the drink.
Okay, so I'm putting sugar on half of it.
Can we literally do this with a lighter?
I don't know.
We can try.
It's like a creme brulee on a drink. Okay, let's see. Let's see.
And now this is pretty much caramelizing. It's kind of turning it to like a marshmallow. There we go.
Wow, that's very pretty.
So it's being caramelized on the one half of it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna take our dehydrated orange, and we got our little sun.
How cute. Oh wait, that's too big.
And then that's it. Yep.
Wow.
Add a couple little bitters if you wanted even more bitter. It's always fun to do a little art with some bitters. So
Angostura bitters are kind of like your classic bitters.
your go-to. These ones are going to be quite bitter as it already is.
No, I really like that. Oh wow.
How do you do art with bitters?
So we use a teardropper. So you just drop onto your egg white, and then you're going to take a toothpick and you're just going to move it around.
Oh wow. That is so good.
And it's like not hard. So
No, I am like, I could make that in my life, which is really saying something.
So then with the bitters there, Laura's just
lovely.
on a couple little hearts.
I wish I could show you my full-on art fail on the top of it.
These drinks are so fun to play with because once you've like caramelized your egg white, it's all like, it's really squishy and it's hard.
We enjoy making cocktails, but we also enjoy drinking them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having fun.
I think this one's my favorite.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you so much for doing
Dangerous. Thank you.
James is just doing it for the gram.
I'm using my phone right now, so I can't take a picture.
God.
So good.
This is seriously amazing. They're so good.
Super tasty. We're gonna be running these as specials here at the tasting room at Gin Lane. We're gonna be trying to run some different specials as collaborations with WCT over the next month.
Well, you all have been so amazing with us in the last few years, and we so much appreciate it. Like, your beer's amazing, and the gin's fantastic. And
Absolutely.
We're honestly just really happy to support. And I mean, Tessa and I have been coming to the theater and enjoying all of the productions that WCT has put on over the years throughout our entire life. Our family has had seasons tickets for many years, and we went to high school at South Cam, so the school that's attached to the Sagebrush. We couldn't really make a beer work this year, but we're really happy that we had an alternative.
I have one other question for you, because you answered this the other day, and I think it's really interesting. Why do you shake gin cocktails with other ingredients, but you stir martinis?
Ooh, good question.
We stir a gin martini because we don't want to bruise the alcohol. Because a martini is very alcohol forward. So what you are tasting is, in essence, only gin, but you don't really want to be beating up the gin. Gin has some very delicate flavors. Whereas when you go to starting to add lemon juice and Campari and all of these things that go into a sour, it's less about just the gin itself and more about how all of the flavors are blending together.
One other question. Why, when the egg white, is the egg white there for flavor or texture or both?
Texture and like appearance, pretty much.
I think it does add a little bit of a richness that you wouldn't get otherwise. It kind of,
Like a soft.
I think it ties all of the flavors together nicely. Otherwise, I think that the lemon juice would be a lot more lemony, like it would be just like a lot more acidic, whereas the lemon juice really lends to softening all those flavors.
If you think about, there's a full ounce of lemon juice in this drink, and then there's a half of juice in that drink, yet that one to me is more citrusy than this one.
I have another bar question, because I always mess up my simple syrup. What's the proportion of water and sugar?
Equal parts.
The classic is equal parts. I actually have gone to a ratio of 4 parts sugar, 5 parts water. We make a lot of infused simple syrups as well. So we make a rosemary simple syrup. I make a ginger simple syrup and a mint simple syrup for all of the cocktails that we do here, and a honey simple syrup, which is just equal parts honey and water. We also do infuse a bottle of Aquarius with rosemary, which we use all the time at the bar. So rosemary infused in Aquarius with a rosemary simple syrup. That's what we use to make our rosemary gimlet. And we've been kind of playing around with basically a rosemary grapefruit gimlet.
And to infuse, you literally just pop the rosemary into the bottle?
Yep.
Alcohol pulls flavor out of things like it's
Nobody's
crazy.
business.
Yeah.
We also make this one for our Caesars. So this is chili and garlic infused.
Wow.
And it's really spicy.
Really spicy.
Wow.
So when we make our Caesars, all of our Caesars are doubles unless otherwise specified. And we actually use 1 ounce of this and 1 ounce of regular Aquarius, because if we use 2 ounces of this, it's actually fire.
Wow.
I also wanted to ask you, why are Haskap berry in the gin? Like Haskap is a berry I never heard of before I came to Kamloops.
We chose to use Haskap for actually a couple different reasons. One of the main ones being that it is native to Canada, and to have a craft distilling license in BC, all your products have to be coming out of BC.
All of your main products.
All of your main products.
Yes.
And they are native to the Borealis region of the world. So we've got Canada, Boreal region. Sorry, I'm too used to saying Borealis. So you've got Canada and you've got Russia, Japan,
Poland.
Are going to be your main ones. That these are the only places that these berries are growing. And one of our employees, her aunt, owns a Haskap farm about an hour out of town. So David was making gin like the first couple runs, and this employee took some gin home and did it herself. She was just like, I feel like this would taste good, and just stuffed the berries in there, let it sit, brought it to David, and David was like, I love this so much, I have to make this.
Yeah.
And then we ended up with Borealis.
Yeah.
James, my parents grow Haskap on our property as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in Notch Hill in Sorrento, and we do Saskatoon, blackcurrant, Haskap.
That's
crazy.
That's very cool. I mean, we would definitely be open to other berries.
Oh yeah. Well, let's talk. We have berries.
Absolutely. We have we make a Haskap lemonade, which we actually make by the keg, and we just pour it on tap, and it just flies out the door.
So you could actually have a Haskap cocktail, Haskap wine with dinner, and then you could have Haskap dessert wine afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Monty Creek makes a Haskap wine. We're actually doing a collaboration with Monty Creek with one of our beers next week. So
oh wow.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I just wanted to say, on behalf of all of us, thank you both so much. Thank you all for what you do for the community. Thanks for these amazing drinks and drink ideas. And as I said, like, it's just all about community for us. The fact you're doing something with Monty, the fact that you continue to work with us, we so much appreciate it. And do so many wonderful things for people who come in there too.
Well, thank you for sticking it out through what has been quite the year so far. So we're really excited to be able to come to a show in person, hopefully sometime in 2021. And
hope for the best. Yeah.
Just more than happy to be a part of it.
Just imagine how much fun we're all going to have at the end of this year.
We're going to be drinking a lot of cocktails when we're in the Sagebrush, having some drinks.
Yes.
Okay, thanks very much, Tessa and Lara. Thanks,
Okay.
Eva.
So much,
It was nice to
guys.
meet you, Eva.
It was very nice.
Bye.
Bye.